Okay, James, thank you very much. We are having the meeting of the head coaches and the umpires at home plate right now. Of course, the head coach of the Lady Cats, David Carrillo, now in his 11th season, and Bailey Briggs in her second season as head coach of the Lady Vandals. Lady Cats won the first game, which was suspended last night, and continued here just a short time ago, 1-0. Tony, didn't take long to wrap up game one.
It didn't take long to wrap it up, but I guarantee you we had more action in this one inning than we had in the other six.
Yeah.
From last night, it was nothing but a pitching duel for the first night, and everybody put the ball in play, I think, in this half inning, and there was lots of action. So we'll see what game two brings to us. As Lone Oak Van takes the field.
So we will not have apparently player introductions, and we will not have the anthem here before this game two.
Go, girls.
And we'll get right to it. So we'll give you the lineups as we have the opportunity. For Sulphur Springs, exactly the same lineup as in game one. Emerson Thompson is leading off for Sulphur Springs. The second baseman, Nicole Higgins, the shortstop, will bat second. And Hannah Speed, the pitcher, will bat third for the Lady Cats. And as we have the opportunity here, we'll go ahead and give you the rest of the Sulphur Springs lineup. Baylor Boatman will bat fourth at third. Reese Reagan will bat fifth, the first baseman. Claire Thompson will bat sixth in right. Abby Goldsmith, the designated player, will bat seventh. Batting eighth, KK Montgomery, the left fielder, and batting ninth, Anahi Velasquez, the catcher. And playing in center field and not in the batting order is Allison Frazier. Abby Goldsmith will hit for her. And on the mound for Van will be the same pitcher that we saw in game one, Jaylee Porter. And, of course, the Lady Cats will come back with Hannah Speed here in game two of this regional quarterfinal playoff. Lady Cats need to win to advance to the next round. And by the way, the winner of this series, Tony, plays the winner of the Salina-Aubrey series.
Pretty well the same lineup as what it was last year. The Lady Cats ended up with Aubrey in that next one, but we can't count anything right here, and we're visitors, so it's important to get first runs on the board for the Cats.
Emerson Thompson tries to put down a bunt on the first pitch and fouls it back into the screen for strike one.
That was fouled straight back, but Emerson wasn't taking any chances. She took off like a 40-yard dash.
Thompson 0 for 3 in the first game. Lady Cats wearing their road royal blue uniforms with pinstripes tonight. Lady Cats in gold block letters. And there's a pitch outside for ball one to Emerson Thompson. 1-1 count. Lady Vandals in the exact same uniforms they wore last night. Red jerseys, red pants. White lettering, Vandals in block letters across the front.
Left fielder's extremely deep. We put one in there.
High pop-up should be in play. The first baseman in foul ground cannot make the play.
There's the win. Every pop-up, you've got to stay with it. That's exactly what's fixing to happen all night long when the balls are hit to the right side. The left fielder, I was just making a comment, is way deep in for Van, and I think there's a lot of room if we can get one right there. We got a good shot to drop.
Wind is out of the north at 15 miles per hour with gusts to 24, so says the National Weather Service anyway. It seems a little stronger than that to me.
That one got up in the air and had a lot of room, and it's got a little side spin.
1-2 pitch. Misses outside at the knees, and it is 2-2. Emerson Thompson given a reprieve on that pop-up.
Yep.
In foul ground, and Tatum Horton, the first baseman, could not make the play. We're sitting on the first base side here tonight, and here's a swing and a pop-up again to first base. But the second baseman now coming over, Emerson Swope, in behind the first baseman and calls her off and makes the play.
I think that was a good play on the part of Vandals, too. First baseman looks a little shaky on that pop-up. She does a good job on the throws from the infield, but that looks a little shaky again.
Lights are on here in Lone Oak. Overcast skies, the wind is whipping. We've had a few drops of rain, but not much more than that. And the pitch is hit on the ground. 2 hops to shortstop, and she drops it. Nicole Higgins safe at first on the E6 on Avery Crouch, the shortstop. Tony, looks like she had the play well in hand there, but just lost the ball when she went to transfer to a throwing hand.
That's all it was. She got over to her left, made a good snag, and even as fast as Higgins is, she had plenty of time, but I think she rushed it knowing who's there. So speed dictates a whole lot. And now she got a little trouble with her glove, so it may have damaged the webbing of it, and she's having to repair that. So a break for the Cats.
Nicole hit it sharply on 2 hops.
She did. She hit it hard. I thought it was up the middle, and she did a good job of getting over to it. Crouch did. So she's got her either another glove or fixed it.
Nicole Higgins scored the only run in game 1. She walked in the 6th inning, and Tony, she went to second, if you'll recall, on a sacrifice pop-up to the pitcher in foul ground. One of the most remarkable plays I have ever seen. Hannah Speed standing up near the front of the batter's box. First pitch swung on,
there we go.
Hit to the outfield, and the center fielder going back, and it's over her head. And going to third is Nicole Higgins with a head first slide, and that is a stand-up double for Hannah Speed off the center field wall.
She knocked the fire out of that ball there, because even with all this wind, center fielder touched it. She did a good job of getting back there, but she couldn't handle it. So great job, and the table is set right off the bat in this first inning.
And we'll have the courtesy runner, Dottie Smith, at second base for Hannah Speed.
She hit that ball a ton, and it was tall too. That had a lot of strength on it. So now you got Baylor Boatman coming up. Chance to really put some pressure on the Lady Vandals right off the bat here in the first inning.
Boatman 1 for 3 in game 1. Right-handed batter stands midway in the box. Runners at second and third, 1 out. And the pitch by Potter in there for call strike 1.
He did come up with it. Okay, I thought he stayed out there.
It was a late call there.
Okay.
Fastball at the knees. Jaylee Potter looking into the Van dugout on the third base side for the sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed as she pulled the string on that one. Little change up, and it's 0-2 to Baylor Boatman.
Yeah, now she's got something to think about, but Baylor's got a quick bat, so she can usually hang in there with it.
Lady Cat sophomore third baseman. Potter with the pitch up and away for ball 2. Ball 1, I beg your pardon.
1-2.
1-2 the count.
I think we both put ball 1 on that first one he came up with late.
Pitch is hit on the ground to short slowly. They're going to come home, and the run is in to score for Sulphur Springs. Sliding was Nicole Higgins. And going to third, Hannah Speed, and safe at first on the fielder's choice is Baylor Boatman. Lady Cats lead it 1-0.
That was not a good decision playing as deep as she was for Crouch. If it had been a forced play, she made the play, but there was no chance to get Nicole running. So now you got Reese Reagan up too. We can really put a hurt on her.
It's Dottie Smith running at third for Hannah Speed, and Baylor Boatman at first. And now this ball lined into right center field. 1 run is in. And coming around third base is the second run for Sulphur Springs on that double by Reese Reagan. Reagan going the opposite way to right center field all the way to the fence. Dottie Smith scores, and Baylor Boatman scores from first. 2 RBIs for Reese Reagan.
Lady Cats have come to play in this second game, and they're hitting the ball hard. That one went all the way to the wall from being in right center. There was no doubt that Boatman was going to score from first. So perfect start for the Lady Cats, and still only 1 out and a runner in scoring position.
3-0 Sulphur Springs, top of the first inning. 2 doubles in the inning, 1 by Hannah Speed and now 1 by Reese Reagan. And first pitch is fouled back by Claire Thompson. 0-1 Thompson drew the walk that forced in the run in the 6th inning last night in game 1, which was concluded here a short time ago. Well, Reagan hit it a ton.
And she's going to get mad next time she gets up because I'd almost could tell you they're going to walk.
Right. She's been intentionally walked 3 times here in the last 2 games. Pitch outside for a ball below the knees. And it is 1-1 to Claire Thompson. Claire's a very deliberate, patient hitter. Has a good eye, and she swings and fouls this one back, and it is 1-2.
She was right on that one. Big gap in right and left center and right center. They're playing her pretty well straight up, so if she can hit the ball over short or second, we'll get that 4th run in right now. They need to jump on them while they got the chance.
Claire has 4 walks in the playoffs, including that one that forced in the winning run in game 1. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Potter with a runner at second and 1 out. And the pitch is down and away for ball 2. Potter pitched in the first game, pitched well for Van.
She's a quality pitcher. She's a quality pitcher.
Lady Cats have not been held to 1 run many times this year, if at all. Well, they were shut out by Bullard in that warm-up game before the playoffs started. I know that. And Thompson hits it right at the right fielder, and she throws back into second base, but back in there ahead of the throw is Reese Reagan.
That was a nice play. That one could have gotten loose.
Thompson hit it very well to right field.
Yeah. The Lady Cats are putting the barrel on the softball in this top of the first. That's very encouraging after the night we went through last night. When we got the ball in play, it really wasn't stung very often. So really good news for us tonight.
Nikki Tompkins had to back up a step or so to make that catch. In straightaway right field, now it's Abby Goldsmith with 2 out. And she hits one foul to the left side, to the third base side, into the net for strike 1.
Yeah, I thought that shot to right field was going to get over her head.
I did too. Yeah, I thought
when she first hit it, but she finally got squared up.
Goldsmith 0 for 3 in the first game. Left-handed batter stands midway in the batter's box. Runner at second, 2 out, 3 runs across in the top of the first for Sulphur Springs. KK Montgomery on deck. And there's a changeup in for a called strike on the inside edge of the plate. And the count 0-2 to Abby Goldsmith, the junior designated player for Sulphur Springs.
So great start by the Lady Cats.
Potter with the pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the net. Count remains at 0-2.
She's trying to slap that ball down the left side.
Yeah.
She's swinging late, but I think that's absolutely intentional.
She likes to go the opposite way. We've seen that again and again. 0-2 pitch. Runner at second is Reese Reagan. With 2 out, there is a pitch inside for a ball just above the belt, round the letters. I'm feeling some raindrops, Tony.
Yep, a little bit. We're right on the edge. If we can get by probably another 10 minutes, we may be clear for the night, but that 10 minutes might get us a little.
1-2 pitch, foul back, and Abby hanging tough here.
Hanging tough, absolutely.
For Van around the infield, Mahala McKinney at third, Avery Crouch at short, Emerson Swope at second, Tatum Horton at first. In the outfield, Maddie Metcalf in left, Ava Hobson in center, Nikki Tompkins in right, and Malin Hale is the catcher. Jaylee Potter on the mound or in the pitcher circle, looking to the dugout for the call here. 1-2 pitch. Down and in for ball 2. 2-2 the count to Abby Goldsmith. The hot-hitting KK Montgomery on deck.
We need to get that one more run in here. Forward look awful nice in this top of the first.
Reese Reagan at second base had a 2-run double a short time ago. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And it's hit To the right side, the second baseman, Emerson Swope, a couple of steps to her right, makes a nice play in the throw to first base to get Addie Goldsmith with the third out. But the Lady Cats score 3 times in the top of the first inning on 2 base hits, and they leave 1 runner on. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Sulphur Springs 3 and Van coming to back. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. I'm John Mark Dempsey, along with Tony Flippin and Matt Jensen. And the Lady Cats leading 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the first inning here. And it'll be Emerson Swope at second, batting first, the second baseman, then Mahala McKinney, the third baseman batting second, and Avery Crouch, the shortstop, batting third. For the Van Lady Vandals, and Tony Flippin has opened up a nice golf umbrella, Callaway no less.
We'll see.
We'll see
people behind me may be upset.
Well,
they're not throwing stuff yet.
Having light rain here right now. And on the first pitch from Hannah Speed, Emerson Swope trying to do the Ichiro Suzuki trick and run up in the batter's box, but she slaps it foul down the third baseline.
She did that a few times last night, but never was successful. So
she was 0 for 3 in the first game with 2 strikeouts, standing at the back of the batter's box against Hannah Speed, who had 12 strikeouts in game 1 and went the distance and shut out the Lady Vandals. Pitch is inside for a ball, and it is 1-2 to Emerson Swope, who made a nice play to end the top of the first inning for Van. Pitch way up high, Anahi Velasquez coming up out of her crouch to bring it down, and it's 2-1 to Swope. Hannah Speed now will have pitched 26 innings in the playoffs, and she has now struck out 41 batters. Now she slaps it to shortstop, and the throw gets past first base, and Emerson Swope will go to second. Nicole Higgins made the play, and then making the throw over to Reese Reagan. Reagan with the stretch. And Tony, I'm not sure if the throw was off or if Reese.
Yeah, that was the throw. That's going to be an E6.
Reese Reagan trying to make the stretch there and bring that one in, but throwing error on Nicole Higgins puts the leadoff runner at second base, Emerson Swope, for Van. That brings up Mahala McKinney, left-handed batter, facing Hannah Speed. And she shows bunt and fouls it back into the net. Count is 0-1 to McKinney, who was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in the first game. 3-0 Lady Cats. Bottom of the first inning. Emerson Swope on at second base.
So big time right here at the first for the Lady Cats. See if they can keep that 0.
Baylor Boatman playing way in at third, and she fields that bunt and throws to first base. Beautiful play there by Baylor Boatman of Sulphur Springs. She was in, Tony, halfway down the line.
Yeah, they were pretty well expecting the bunt. She almost took it off of the bat, but runner advances to third, and that's what their job was. So now the Lady Cats will see if they're not really playing in the middle. They're about halfway, but a one hopper, we'll see whether or not they can make a play at the plate.
Sacrifice 5-3. Runner now at third base, Emerson Swope, and now Avery Crouch, the shortstop. Right-handed batter. Pitch up high over the helmet of Avery Crouch for ball 1. She was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts in the first game.
We've had more action in the first 30 minutes of daytime here than we had all night last night.
Crouch, a right-handed batter, stands at the back of the batter's box. A crouching stance. She fouls one back, and it is 1-1. So as we said, Hannah Speed now with 26 innings pitched, 41 strikeouts in the playoffs. She's only given up 10 hits. And she has given up 5 runs, 3 of which are earned by my reckoning in the playoff games.
Need a strikeout on this batter.
Rain getting a little more active here. This pitch up high around the shoulders, and it is 2-1 to Avery Crouch. Malin Hale, the catcher, and the cleanup hitter is on deck.
Velasquez doing a good job of moving and catching the ball. Can't afford to pass ball here. That run's going to be automatic.
Outfield, straightaway, and medium depth for Avery Crouch. Van now 33-4 for the season. They went 8-0 in district play. They are the 16 4A champs. 2-1 pitch coming from Hannah Speed. Swung on and missed. Fastball at the belt. And it is 2-2. You can hear the Sulphur Springs fans behind us here.
Yep.
On the first base side. Playing on artificial turf here at Lone Oak. Brand new field. Just recently opened.
Need that strikeout here. Hannah needs to dig deep. She's getting the rosin bag, getting that hand dry. This will be a huge strikeout to keep that runner sitting. 2-2
pitch. Popped up to second base, and the catch easily made by Emerson Thompson for the second out. Didn't hit it well, and you could see the backspin on the ball coming off the bat.
I was glad to see it staying on this brown turf. It's not going to take much of a fly to get that speedy runner at third. Swope. She's like our leadoff hitters.
Malin Hale, the catcher, cleanup hitter, right-handed batter. 2 out, runner at third. Fastball. Must have missed inside. You have to wait on the home plate umpire because he has a somewhat slow call, but that one's inside for ball 1.
He's got kind of a flinch to him when the ball hits the glove. So far, he's been pretty consistent.
Speed with the pitch. This one is popped up into center field. And Allison Frazier moving to her left makes the third out of the inning.
Nice job there.
So Van got the first runner on a throwing error. Sacrifice to third, but then Hannah Speed gets Crouch to pop up to second base and Malin Hale to fly out to center field, and the Lady Cats go to the top of the second inning, leading 3-0 over the Van Lady Vandals. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. For the Lady Cats, numbers 8, 9, and 10 in the batting order.
A lot of action in the first inning.
Nicole Higgins, Hannah Speed, and Baylor Boatman all scored for Sulphur Springs. Higgins reached base on an error. Hannah Speed doubled the center field. Baylor Boatman reached on a fielder's choice, and the courtesy runner Dottie Smith scored from third base. And then Reese Reagan drove in 2 runs with a double the opposite way in the top of the first inning. Here's KK Montgomery for Sulphur Springs. Right-handed batter. And the pitch way down low from Jaylee Potter, pitcher for Van. Montgomery in the first game was 1-for-3. Pitch, that one really bounces in, takes it then a high hop over home plate and all the way back to the wall there, over the catcher and the home plate umpire.
Doesn't hit the front corner of home plate.
Must have.
That's the one you want when you got a runner at second. You might can score on that.
Rain coming down harder here now. And there's a call strike on the outside part of the plate. 2-1 to KK Montgomery. Montgomery was batting .500 coming into this series in the playoffs, 5 for 10. She'll now be 6 for 13, I guess it would be. There's a pitch away for a ball, and it is 3-1. Pretty significant rainfall we're having here now. Lady Cats lead at 3-0 in the top of the second inning. Pitch to Montgomery. She hits it on the ground to second. Slowly hit, fielded by Emerson Swope, who makes the toss over to Tatum Horton, the first baseman, for the putout.
I look for this game to be stopped at the end of this inning, if not before.
And I see umpire holding his hand up right there. The third base umpire holds up his hand. I believe we may be ready to stop it right now. Or
just changing balls. But
oh, I see. Okay.
I look for end of this inning. I look for there to be a little delay. We'll see.
Well, it's different than if you're playing on natural turf and a clay infield. With this artificial turf, that's really not much of a consideration.
But the ball's getting wet.
That's a good point.
The ball, your hands, and the glove all get wet.
Great point. Anahi Velasquez now is the batter for Sulphur Springs, stands at the back of the batter's box, and she's a right-handed batter, and the pitch is low for ball one. Velasquez, a senior, number 9 player in the batting order. 3-0. Lady Cats lead it. 3 in the top of the first.
And they're changing. If they're going to change balls every day, every pitch, we're going to have problems. That's when you stop the ball game.
Yeah. We understand there's not a lot behind this rain on the radar, so maybe if it'll pass us by here in the next few minutes, we'll be okay. 1-0 pitch. Misses outside, and it is 2-0 to Anahi Velasquez. Emerson Thompson on deck. Top of the order for Sulphur Springs. Jaylee Potter, who pitched in the first game for Van. Into the wind, the 2-0 pitch, bounces in, and it is 3-0.
He's having trouble getting the grip. It's coming out early. That's when you get those low pitches.
Yep. Velasquez 0 for 2 in the first game. Walks away from the plate for a moment. Thank goodness for Tony Flippin's Callaway golf umbrella here. Otherwise, we would be
getting together. I wouldn't be surprised if we're fixing to hold off here.
Yeah, that's David Carrillo for Sulphur Springs and the head coach
well, no, he's calling the umpires in first.
Head coach for Van is Bailey Briggs, and now we're having a conference with the umpires. It's going to be, but we are in a rain delay here in Lone Oak with Sulphur Springs leading Van 3-0 in the top of the second inning, and we'll be talking to you once again from Lone Oak before too much longer. John Mark Dempsey and Tony Flippin, and we'll send it back to James Terry at the KSST studios in Sulphur Springs. Velasquez, in fact, has walked, and Emerson Thompson reached base on an infield hit for the Lady Cats. So they have runners at first and second. Now we're having a conference between the umpires here after that infield hit by Emerson Thompson. Tony, what's going on?
Well, she bunted, and all the coach is doing is getting the other umpires to see if there's an appeal. That very rarely gets turned over, and this one's not going to either. So we're going to be first and second with nobody out, or one out, I'm sorry. First and second, one out. Great bunt by Emerson Thompson, and the third baseman made an outstanding play to even make it close.
Bailey Briggs, the head coach of Van, came out to object to the call, and the umpires got together and talked it over and said that the call at first base was correct.
And in all honesty, very rarely does that get appealed because the others are not in the position that the umpire was on. So unless you can see like a home base pulling a foot. Good rip.
Nicole Higgins swings at the first pitch from Jaylee Potter and fouls it back. It's 0-1. So we have Emerson Thompson at first.
Yep.
And Tatum Thompson, the courtesy runner, at second base right now with one out.
And Nicole looks dialed in. She's had some good swings.
And the pitch is up high above the letters. And the count now 1-1.
Good speed on the bases. If Nicole can put it in play, we can turn this thing in there like that track meet.
3-0. Sulphur Springs on top. There's a pitch high for a ball. 2-1 the count to Nicole Higgins.
So far, the umpire's not stretching the zone any, so that helps the hitters. If you know that zone, you can lay off and not worry about them hanging you. Good rip.
Nicole swinging on that 2-1 pitch, fouls it into the net behind home plate. Well, we have some sun coming out now, Tony.
Oh, it's Texas. We're liable to have beach towels and beach balls coming out before the night's out. You never know. Could snow.
Field is completely in sunshine right now.
That's kind of nice because this rain is a little cool.
Yeah.
This wind. I'd like this wind to lay.
Wind is still kicking up from the north.
I'm a big old fat boy, and I got a little chill on me.
2-2 pitch coming up. Runners at first and second with one out. Top of the second. And a swing and a miss for strike 3. Second out of the inning. And now Hannah Speed coming to bat for Sulphur Springs, the Lady Cat pitcher.
If I'm not mistaken, that's the first strikeout of the ball game, and that's rare with the way these two pitchers pitch.
Right. You're right, it is. Hannah Speed, the freshman, doubled the center field in the first inning and then later came around to score. And there's a changeup in for a call, strike 1.
They're going to be careful with her. She laced one down out to between center and right field, I believe.
Hit the center field fence on one hop.
That's right. I was just fixing to say, no, that's the one that hit the center field. She got her own changeup there.
She's fooled on that pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2. In fact, she gestured to the dugout, said, I completely missed that one. Hannah stands up near the front of the batter's box. In fact, the foot on the front line. Here is the pitch. And there's a call, strike 3.
Right when I said that about the outside, that one looked a little out, but Hannah's a pitcher, so she'll use it to her advantage.
Jaylee Potter pitches out of trouble. She had runners at first and second, but she gets 2 strikeouts to end the inning, and the Lady Cats do not score in the top of the second, and we go to the bottom of the second with Sulphur Springs leading over Van 3-0. It's Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats softball brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. And the Lady Cats leading 3-0 going to the bottom of the second inning in this second game of regional quarterfinal series at Lone Oak tonight. We had a rain delay of about 15 minutes or so. Pretty heavy rain there for a short time.
Good job, good job.
And we're back to play with sunshine on the field at this point.
That rain did just enough to get all our score sheets wet, and we're going to be struggling the rest of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. It had to make a run to the men's room for an extra large supply of paper towels, and we had rain standing on our table here. I tell you, covering high school baseball and softball is not for the faint of heart.
No.
All kinds of weather situations, and you just never know what you're going to encounter.
I think this is Maddie Metcalf, first at bat. She was at a tennis match last night.
That's
so
right.
I have no idea what kind of player she is.
That's right. We were told that her dad was rushing her to get here in time for last night's game, but she did not play.
I think the coach said they might violate a couple of road rules.
Yeah. First pitch is the ball. Now here's a called strike from Hannah Speed. Maddie Metcalf, the left fielder, will be followed by Jaylee Potter, the pitcher, and Tatum Horton, the first baseman. 5, 6, and 7 in the batting order for Van. They are trailing 3-0 in the bottom of the second inning. Pitch is low for a ball. Metcalf stands about midway in the batter's box. Tall young lady. Still hear that wind whipping in our microphones here. At the beginning of the game, we had a wind out of the north at 15, gusting to 24, and I'd say it's about the same. 2-1 pitch. Misses low and away for ball 3.
I don't think Hannah's got a good grip yet. She threw her towel down. She's going to the rosin now. We've got to keep the ball dry, get that good grip, be able to trust your mechanics. So it's a big adjustment here.
3-1 pitch. There's a call strike about the knees. on the outside edge. And it is 3-2 to Maddie Metcalf.
This would be a good time to get that first strike out of the game.
Hannah had 12 strikeouts in the first game, which was suspended last night and completed a short time ago here. The Lady Cats won it 1-0. Pitch swung on and missed. A fastball down at the knees. And there's that first strikeout, Tony.
There we go. That's more like Hannah's speed.
1 out, nobody on.
Even though there's no rain, that turf's still a little bit damp.
Right.
So the more things that Hannah can take care of herself, you don't leave your defense out there with letting that ball get wet while it's rolling.
Jaylee Potter, the pitcher, right-handed batter, stands midway in the box and swings at the first pitch, pops it up to the left side, and shortstop Nicole Higgins making the catch for Sulphur Springs, fighting the wind there.
She came in a good 20 feet by the time she got where she thought she was going. So the wind is playing a trick, and everybody needs to keep their heads up because you may be in the play.
Came down much closer to third base than.
Yeah, I thought it was to Baylor, no doubt.
2 out, nobody on. Tatum Horton, the first baseman, is the hitter. She's a right-handed batter, and she takes the first pitch low for ball 1. 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in the first game. Potter, by the way, who just popped out, had the only hit against Hannah Speed, and that was a little bloop double behind first base.
Yep.
In the first game. Horton's very tall, young lady. I'm sure she must be 6 feet tall at least.
She sure can see it from there.
And the pitch is high for a ball up above the letters.
That gives Hannah a big strike zone too.
Yep. And she has more or less an upright stance.
Yep. Changing balls again. We're going to have a lot of softball changing today. And that's important. You don't want the pitches getting away and hitting these girls.
Well, the wind may dry things out pretty quickly.
It will. The turf will be okay.
And the pitch up above the belt for a ball. And it is 2-1. Baylor Boatman at third guarding the line against Tatum Horton, but Boatman playing about even with the bag. Same with Reese Reagan at first base.
We got a 3-0 count.
And the pitch. And it's called strike about the belt.
Let's see if Hannah can come back here.
3-1. Did I say that it?
You said 2-1.
I beg your pardon.
Well, his gyrations they're a little hard to see.
Scoreboard's doing a good job of keeping up with the count, and I need to rely on that more. Here's a fly ball to right field, and there is Claire Thompson with the catch for the third out in the bottom of the, or I should say the top of the third inning. Fly ball to right field. Claire Thompson puts it away. And we go to the top of the third with the Lady Cats leading 3-0 over the Van Lady Vandals. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. We'll go to the top of the third with the Lady Cats leading 3-0, and with the play-by-play, here's Tony Flippin.
All right, still sitting on a 3-0 lead here. Sunshine abounding after the little rain delay. We got Baylor Boatman, our third baseman, leading off, followed by Reese Reagan and Claire Thompson. Potter's got the signal. Here comes first pitch. Baylor had a big swing, but she didn't catch that one, so an 0-1 count. Unlike yesterday's game, there's been a lot of action already, so the crowd's excited. This is a good job for the Lady Cats. Here comes the next pitch, and it's over the catcher's head and all the way to the screen, so we got a 1-1 count. Wind blowing really big in from left center, or left field, kind of at an angle. These pop-ups has been an adventure.
The third baseman and the left field are going to have to fight the sun here.
They are. Here comes the 1-1 pitch from Potter. Baylor does a great job of laying off that one. She likes them up high a little bit, but she didn't like it that high. Baylor's got a big bat for the Lady Cats, her and Reese Reagan, with the two biggest bats in the lineup heading this inning out. Got him an outside strike there. Catcher came out pretty good, too. So 2-2.
Boatman hitting .583 in the playoffs after last night, 7 for 12.
That's good.
With
That's
3
great.
doubles.
And there's a ball hit to the right fielder. She comes in and manages for an out there. So F9 for the first out of the inning. That's where the wind field is the right field, because it's really cutting it, tailing it away, but she did a good job. That was the Tompkins for the Vandals. So that's going to bring up Reese Reagan, who had a double in her only at bat so far. And I'm glad to see. It looks like they are going to pitch to her. I told John Mark that they'd walk her next time and she'd get mad. So Potter's ready, and here's the first pitch. Up tall, Reese laid off.
That double was the opposite way to right field, which we don't see a lot from her.
No, but she hit it. She hit it a ton.
Went all the way to the wall there in right center.
Potter's ready. Here comes the 1-0 pitch, and there's a pop-up, and we'll see if the catcher now the pitcher came and got it. Potter. I don't know if the catcher would have gotten that. So that's a pop-up for the second out of the inning.
Well, we have seen that Potter's a very athletic pitcher.
She is. She's probably the best athlete on the field.
She gets off the mound or gets off that circle, out of the circle, and she made the play last night on a pop-up.
Yep.
And then Lady Cats, guess that was Nicole Higgins, who tagged up at first and went to second base and then ended up scoring the winning run.
Yep. And she nearly threw her out. It was a really close play. So that brings up Claire Thompson. She takes the first pitch down and in for a ball, 1-0. Bases clear, 2 outs, top of the third. 3-0 Lady Cats in game 2. Lady Cats with a 1-game lead. There's a shot, but it just was a little bit late. Foul out of play to the right. 1-1.
Thompson had a great at-bat last night to draw a walk there at the bottom of the 6th inning and force in the first run in what turned out to be the winning run for the Lady Cats.
She probably took 10 pitches with the foul balls.
Yep.
Here comes the 1-1 pitch. He's been calling that one. We got away with one right there. That's one he's been liking. So we're going to take that. 2-1 to count. Nobody on, 2 out. Potter's got her sign. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a ball hit to shortstop, 3-hopper, and the ball came off the bag, and good hustle by Claire Thompson. So that's going to be another error there. That's going to be an E6. And that's what I was saying there, that was a 3-hopper, and you don't know if that ball got wet or not. But shortstops had 2 throwing errors, and that's something to keep your eye on. So we got 2 outs, runner at first, and Abby Goldsmith coming up with a chance to keep this inning going. KK Montgomery steps up here on base, wanting to have a shot this inning. First pitch is shot up the middle, gets by the shortstop, and we got runners at first and second. That was a well-hit ball by Abby Goldsmith, and the shortstop Crouch nearly made another diving catch. But now we got runners at first and second with 2 outs, and KK up to bat. If she can put the ball in play, we've got some good base runners on. We can add to this 3-0 score. That didn't take long. Potter's getting the sign. Here comes the first pitch to KK. She fouled back. She was right on it. She was still trying to go to that right field, and I don't mind that one bit.
KK is 6 for 13 in the playoffs, including game 1 of this series. So just shy of 500 batting average.
We'll see if she can get right up there to it. She goes to right field a lot. Change-up got her there. She was out in front and over the top. So pitcher's got the upper hand at 0-2, but I think KK might be just the person to take care of it and get called back up.
Lady Cats leading here 3-0 at the top of the 3rd. Runners at first and second.
Here comes Potter's 0-2 pitch. Up and away. Ball 1. Getting a good secondary lead out there at second base is Claire Thompson. So if we can get any kind of a hit, we're going to get one run for sure, or it's going to take a heck of a play. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and it was a changeup. It's slow hit to short, and there's no play. We're going to have the bases loaded. Claire did a great job of kind of getting in the shortstop's way, but didn't let the ball hit her. Shortstop actually did herself a favor by just putting the ball in her pocket and not making a play. So that's going to go as an infield single. And once again, bases are loaded. We've got Claire Thompson at third, Abby Goldsmith at second, KK Montgomery at first, and that brings up Anahi Velasquez. She walked her only time up right before the rain delay. So we'll see if we can put the ball in play. A hit should get 2 runs here. Potter took too long to get her sign, and Anahi was tired of waiting, backed out. Now they're both in there. Here comes the first pitch, and it's popped up, and I think it's going to get out of play. It did, barely. So 0-1 to Velasquez, a number 9 hitter. We got the track stars on deck if we can get by here. We can get Anahi on a hit. Then we get our speedsters up here. We could really look at breaking this game open.
Winner of this series plays the winner of the Salina-Aubrey series. Aubrey, number 7 team in the state right now.
Taking a long time to get their signals here, and Anahi dropped out again. So here we go with the 0-1 pitch. Another changeup. She's gone with the 0-1 changeup a couple times, getting to 0-2, but she hasn't thrown it for a strikeout pitch. So we need to start watching that and see if we can lay back.
You got it.
2 outs, runners at first and second on the number 9 hitter. Potter's ready. Here comes the 0-2. Way up tall. Catcher Hale does a good job of getting out of her crouch and catching that one. So that brings us to a 1-2 count. Anahi's talking to herself. She gets real deep in the box. Potter's ready. Here's the 1-2. Outside, the umpire just, he jumps every time. It's like he's afraid the ball's going to hit him. And when he jumps, you don't know if he's bringing that right arm up or not.
Yeah, I was expecting him to.
I was afraid he had, but
call that strike 3.
I was going to complain. I know that's a shock. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and struck her out swinging. So that's the inning for the Lady Cats. They did put some action on the ball, or ball in play. So we had no runs. What did we have? 1 hit?
I've got 2. Abby had the hit up the middle.
Yeah, I didn't get that one. Abby had a single there. 1 run on 2 hits. The bases left loaded, and we go to the bottom of the 3rd. Lady Cats leading 3-0.
And this is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. Sulphur Springs leading 3-0 as we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. And it'll be the bottom of the order, 8 and 9 for Van, and then the leadoff hitter, Emerson Swope, to face Hannah Speed, who has, Tony, only 1 strikeout so far in the first 2 innings.
That's okay. We're still keeping a 0 on the board. That proves that she doesn't have to do it all herself. So there's nothing wrong with that. It is kind of unusual, but there's nothing wrong with it. But like we said, we're going to have the 8-9-1 hitters coming up here. We've still got sunshine, so hopefully the foul weather is out of the way, and we'll be able to just to continue this on to completion today. And if the Lady Cats can hold on here, they get the weekend off to prepare for next week and get a little bit of rest.
Hannah Speed, the freshman pitcher for Sulphur Springs, had 12 strikeouts in the first game and gave up only 1 hit.
Still hasn't given up a hit today in the first 2 innings.
That's right.
They're still, the ball's getting put in play some. The Lady Cats have been up to it defensively. Van has got a couple of errors so far, and I think at least one of them led to a run. But we'll see if Hannah settles down and see if she can't get some of these Ks on her side. Baylor's about shaking hands with the batter here. I think she thinks she's going to lay down one. Now she's backing up a little.
That wind is even stronger now than it was.
It is. It's just coming at us. We're on the dirty side of the storm, I guess. If it was a hurricane. So Hobson's up. Hobson squares around like she's going to bunt, like a lot of these ladies do, and then pull back, but she's trying to draw Baylor in. She does it again, draws back, and his next pitch is up, 2-0. Don't believe Hannah's walked anybody yet.
No, she has not.
She's down 2-0 here.
Only been one base runner, and that was the leadoff hitter in the first inning, Emerson Swope, who reached base on an error.
There one looks more like it. 2-1 pitch. Doesn't look like Hobson was even going to offer at that one. Hannah hasn't had to mess with very many base runners. Here comes the 2-0 or 2-1. That's up and away. So 3-1 here. So Hannah needs to make sure she's got a good grip, come in here and make her hit the ball. She's got a good defense behind her. She doesn't have to do it all herself. So she needs to throw a hittable pitch, see what happens.
She went to 3-1 on Tatum Horton in the second inning.
Pop up, Reese, just the wind blew it almost to the Lady Cat dugout. She couldn't get to it. Gave a good effort. Ball was hit off of the hands. Hannah did a good job. So now we're going to go with the 3-2 count on leadoff hitter for the Lady Vandals in the bottom of the third.
Horton ended up flying out to right field to end the inning after that 3-1 count.
Here comes the 3-2. There's a pop-up again. That one's going to go out of play back behind us. But good job of Hannah throwing a good pitch on 3-2, making her hit her way. Claire Thompson is almost on the line in right field, and I like that position because if that ball's going out there, it's going to be cutting toward her.
Now, KK Montgomery well off the line in left.
Yep. All right, here comes Hannah's full count pitch. And it's ball four, a little up and away. So that's the first base on balls today. Puts the leadoff runner on for the Lady Vandals and brings up Lana Shearhart, the number 9 hitter, who's the designated player.
She is a Lady Vandal basketball player, by the way. She's the point guard on that team that beat the Lady Cats by district game at Winsboro back in March.
We might have a few that have some revenge on their minds here for the Lady Cats. Here's the first pitch, and there's a ball hit out to left field. KK's coming in, but there she makes the catch. That ball, she had a pretty long run, but she looked like she had it under control all the time. And so that's the first out of the inning, and it wasn't near deep enough for a tag at first. So we left Shearhart or Hobson on at first base with one out, and here comes the top of the order, Swope, second baseman. Baylor's about halfway in because Swope is one of them that runs up and slaps at it. She tried it there, they steal, and looks like they got in on the steal. I think the ball was a strike, but I got to wait and see what we got. So that was just a straight steal there.
Scoreboard shows a ball.
Yeah, I disagree. All right.
Well, that's all right. That's allowed.
Yeah. So 1-0, got a runner in scoring position now with Shearhart or Hobson at second base. So Hannah's having a little counsel with herself. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. And there's a strike. The umpire yelled at me that time. I could tell that he was going to ring it up. She's still doing that run up like she's going to slap. So Baylor's real close to the line, and Higgins is in the hole a little bit because if they're going to do that, usually it's going to be to that side. If she hits it just right, we might get a tag play. There's a slap out off of the fence down the third base line, and we got a 1-2 count.
Now, Lady Cat center fielder Allison Frazier's playing very shallow, I see out there.
Yeah. That's just fine. KK's in too.
Yeah, KK Montgomery also beat.
But that worked to our advantage yesterday, and the wind is a little more today, but it worked to our advantage. Like I say, I kind of hope she slaps one to Higgins, because that runner might just run into a tag out. Here we go with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch from Hannah, up high. Hannah He does a good job coming out of her crouch and holding the ball. So we got a 2-2 count. Bottom of 3-0 Lady Cats. From Lone Oak, Texas, Lady Buffalo Field. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. That looks right. Oh, again, I disagree, but that looked right down the pipe. Must have been inside. So now we're going full again. That's two full count. Hannah gets the sign, gets some rosin for a good grip. Now she's re-gripping a little bit. Very important she gets it so she can throw that ball where she wants it.
Emerson Swope steps out of the box. You don't see that very much in girls softball.
Now, here comes the full count pitch, and there's a slap to first. Boatman makes it and throws wide, and that's going to be one run in, and Swope acting like she wants to go to third, but she holds at second. So that's going to go as an E5. And that's the second error for the Lady Cats so far, and Swope ends up at second base, and run scores Hobson, who had stolen second. So now we got a 3-1 ball game.
Well, they manufactured that run, Tony.
Yep, they absolutely did. Boatman got to it in plenty of time, but with the speed of Swope, she just rushed it a little, and it was just to the infield side of the base, and Reagan couldn't get to it. There's a strike one to Mahala McKinney, the third baseman and the number 2 hitter. Another left-hander.
The leadoff hitter Hobson walked, stole second, and then scored on the throwing error on the bunt to third.
There's the next pitch. I think she helped her out a little bit there and swung on one that was a little bit down. She's trying to go to third base again. These left-handers there, they try to wear that left side of the infield out. So the 0-2 count, 1 out. Lady Cats need an out some way and hold that runner at second base. Strikeout or pop-up. Hannah's trying to dry her hands off, get into that rosin. McKinney digs in. Everybody's ready. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Hang tough, foul back. She'll live to see another pitch. Hannah's back throwing some strikes now, so I like that a lot better.
She only has the 1 strikeout so far, which is very unusual for her.
Very rare. She's got the sign now. McKinney's in. Here comes Hannah, dug in. Here comes the 0-2. Up tall. Good job by Hannah He to come up and stop that one, keep the runner at second. So 1-2 count, 1 out. McKinney's being very deliberate. She's in. Speed's got her rosin. Here comes that next pitch, and she was out in front of that one a little and fouled it too much to the right side.
McKinney put down a very fine sacrifice bunt in the first inning.
Yes.
Baylor Boatman made a nice play on it. She was about halfway down the line already and made the play to first base. Got the runner to third, but they could not get her across.
Yep. So we got a 1-2 count. Speed throws that rosin back down. Here comes the next pitch, and that gets by Anna He, and the runner makes it to third base. So that's an important point right there. Trying to keep those runners at bay. You got to stop it. And that's not a knock on Anna He. That was a tough pitch. It was up and away off her glove side. So now we got a 2-2 count. But we got that runner at third. So the Lady Cats have to decide before the pitch, if it's hit to me, where are you going? Here comes the pitch. The umpire flinched like he does, but let it go full. So full count, 1 out.
Hannah's struggling with her control right now.
I wonder if the wind is affecting some of that, being a crosswind. Here comes the pitch, and barely keeps a piece of it. So we're going to stay at a full count on Mahala McKinney, third baseman for the Lady Vandals. Hannah walks to the back. She's doing a little adjustments on her glove. Now, I wondered if she was going to get to that rosin. She needs to come up with a big pitch here, but you got your number 2 hitter. Here comes the 2-2. Or 3-2, and it's up. Umpire walked her in around there, so 2 runners on, and I fully expect her to steal on this first try. But up before that, we're going to have a timeout for the Lady Cats. And the coach is going to go out and have a little talk with the infield, tell them what to do. With that runner at third, you're probably not going to throw down. Even if they try to give you an out at second base, it's important to keep that runner there.
Go ahead, Tony.
No, you're good.
Still just 1 out in the inning here.
Exactly. I give them second base if they start. I'm not, because we got a lot of speed at third base. If we make any kind of throw, they're going to score. I'd rather keep the 2-run lead and take a chance from the plate. I need my umpire at home to work with me a little bit. I've had a couple of disagreements on him, so I need him to straighten up and work with us. Again, we're sitting to the side. We can't see inside, outside, but you can see how much the catcher moves the glove. So we've got a pretty good idea.
We're a good deal closer to home plate than we were last night, though.
Yes. So got the number 3 hitter, shortstop Avery Crouch up with 2 on. Runners at first and third. Like I say, McKinney is more than likely going to steal. It's whether or not she's going to try to get thrown out. So we'll see what the Lady Cats are going to do. Here comes the first pitch. It's down. They throw, but they cut off it short. Emerson Thompson came in across from second base. So we gave them the base, made a little token throw.
That's what that conference was about a couple of minutes ago.
Yep. Sometimes your third baseman will think you're throwing through. They'll go and you cut it off and you got a good shot at home. So ball 1. Here comes the next pitch. There's a bunt. Baylor got it and threw home. The runner was right on the back, but Baylor didn't turn around. If she had, I think she might have had a play. So run scores. That was just kind of a good execution by the Lady Vandals. So that's a 5-3 put out for the second out of the inning. Going to bring up Malin Hale, the catcher. Sure would have liked to seen Baylor turn around if she'd have turned around to look the runner back, she'd have seen it. And there's the first pitch up and in, and it hits Hale, so she's going to go to first base, hit by pitch.
Lady Cat lead is cut to 3-2 here.
Yep, we need to get this one because we're probably going to have the same kind of situation. You're going to have Hale steal second, and we need to let her have it. Metcalf struck out her only at bat, so I'd like to see a duplication of that from Miss Hannah right here. Don't let them put the ball in play.
It's a quality team that Sulphur Springs is up against. They only lost 2 games in the regular season.
Yeah, they're not a fluke by any means.
16 4A champs.
First pitch. Runner runs through. They just throw it back to Hannah, and the first pitch is called a ball. Again, Metcalf is normally, it appears, the starting left fielder, but she was in a tennis match yesterday, and so she's in the lineup in the number 5 spot here. She's got a chance to do some damage with runners at second and third. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. There's a pop-up down the right field side. Looks like it's going foul, and we couldn't see it, but obviously Claire Thompson made a diving catch into the foul territory to end the inning. What a huge play that is to end this inning to jumpstart these Lady Cats. So that's going to mean that Van came up with 1 run in the inning, or 2 runs in the inning, I'm sorry, and left 2 people on base. So what a fabulous catch by Claire Thompson in right field. I do think it was a foul ball,
right?
But
well, if
it doesn't matter.
If you didn't see it, you described it well. I was able to see it, and it was a diving catch in foul territory. Beautiful catch.
That's all I could see was she was going to the ground. Then I had to look out here for the girls to go crazy. Lady
Cats lead at 3-2. We're going to the top of the 4th. It's Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. Sulphur Springs with a 3-2 lead going to the top of the 4th inning. It is now 68 degrees. It's fallen a few degrees, and the wind's now, Tony, out of the east. And it says gusting to 17, but that seems stronger than that to me. It
does that. It's been pretty consistent where we're sitting. So we're going to start off with the top of the order going back through with Emerson Thompson, Nicole Higgins, and Hannah Speed. Potter's still on the mound, and Lady Vandals got a little bit more confidence now, getting a couple of runs in the 3rd. First pitch, strike 1. So the Lady Cats need to come up with a little answer here. Let's let them play with the ball a little bit. Potter's getting the signal from the coach. She's setting up there. Emerson's ready, and here comes the 0-1. Number 2 strike. When she gets 1 strike, that's 3 times in a row she's come in with a changeup. So
interesting.
Lady Cats need to be watching that.
You might want to send a note down to the dugout on that.
That's 3 times.
Information.
Yeah, 3 times in a row with a 1-strike pitch. The changeup has come. If you can wait on it, you can really tag it. So now we got an 0-2 count. Potter's ready. Here's the pitch. Up and away. Potter's back in the circle, getting signal, and here's the 1-2. Another changeup. There's the 3-hopper to short. And she was able to get with it this time. She's had trouble throwing so far, but that's a nice 6-3 put out for the 1st inning. Emerson got down the line like a track star as always, and just barely got beat out on that one. So that's going to bring up Nicole Higgins with 1 out. Bases clear. Again, top of the 4th. Top of the 4th. Here comes the first pitch, and there's a pop-up out of play to the right side. 0-1.
Nicole Higgins reached base on a throwing error in the top of the 1st inning.
Yep.
And then came around to score. And again, I think the speed factored into that, Tony.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Potter's ready. Here's the 0-1. And there's a shot up the middle, but there's a crouch over there, and she scoops it up and made 2 straight good plays, 6-3. She's a quality shortstop. There's a lot of good players on this field.
That's right.
We got 18 players, and this is just good softball. This is really nice to see. Sometimes you get a mismatch, but 3rd round, this is what you expect to see.
Right.
People that know how to play the game. So that brings Hannah Speed up. She gets way up in the front of the base, and that was a hard-hit ball just a second ago. There's a ball hit at the right field, and it's got a chance. They came in and got it, so that's a quick 1-2-3 inning. And Lady Cats go in order. So no runs, no hits, nobody left on, and we're going to go to the bottom of the 4th with a 3-2 ball game in favor of your Lady Cats.
And Lady Cat softball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. Please say thank you to all those fine sponsors. We're going now to the bottom of the fourth inning, halfway through this ball game, we're halfway through. And 6, 7, and 8 coming up for Van, Jaylee Potter, Tatum Horton, and Ava Hobson. Here's Tony Flippin.
All right, this is a big inning for the Lady Cats. They've kind of not played necessarily Lady Cat softball in the last couple of innings. Somebody must have told a pretty good joke when they went together at the pitcher's mound. Hannah's about to bust a gut, so that's good. They're loose, they're ready to go, but she's just dying right now. So that's what's fun about this girls softball. These girls have fun too. This is a serious sport, but sometimes they just have fun. Here comes that first pitch, and a swing and a miss. That was maybe the best ball that she's thrown, so maybe she just needed to get a good chuckle out and get in line. She's still talking to Baylor and Nicole about it. So we've got an 0-1 pitch. Here she goes, rearing back, and there's the next one, and Potter was ready for that one, but way out in front.
Potter had the only hit in the first game. That was a little double that dropped in behind first base down the right field line, and Tony, they still don't have a base hit here in this game.
Yeah, it's just a weird game. We had an error. We've had one error and a couple of walks, and just things haven't worked out just yet. There's the next pitch, and there's a base hit up the middle for Potter. So Potter, she handles the bat very well.
I'm satisfied she's the best athlete on this team.
I'm pretty sure that I'm right there with you. So that's going to bring up the next hitter is going to be Tatum Horton, the first baseman. Potter's got really good speed, so they've tried to put a little pressure on the Lady Cats, and it would not surprise me for them to either square or try. They might try straight steal first and save the bunt after she gets there.
That's really the first hard hit ball.
Yep. There's the first pitch. Got an upper call zone zone call on a strike to Tatum Horton. The first baseman, again, tall, lanky girl. She's got a big strike zone.
She's their alternate pitcher, by the way.
Okay. Here comes the next pitch. There we go. Rung up, call strike 2. Runner stays at first. I'm really kind of surprised they hadn't tried to push her luck.
Me too.
I don't want Hannah to throw at that same spot because he's not going to throw a call strike 3 right there. So we'll see what we've got. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ball's hit down the third base line, foul. We're going to come back and do it all again.
Do you ever see a pitch out in softball?
No, rarely. I'm going to say not never, but rarely. Because they can't leave till the ball leaves their hand, and you know, it's just, you don't see it very often.
Yeah, that would explain that. But I was thinking with the 0-2 count, you know, she's less likely to go. But that being the case, that in softball the runner has to stay on the base until the pitch is delivered. That does make a difference.
Yeah, that makes a lot of difference. You got to have excessive speed to just do a straight steal, but I wouldn't put it past them. So here comes the 0-2 pitch. Up and away. A throw from Velasquez down to Reagan, but not close enough to get Potter.
She bluffed a move to second base there.
Yeah, she's getting a pretty good lead, but I just don't like throwing that ball around if you're just because of that. Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and there's a foul straight back, so we're going to load that one up again. Nobody out, leadoff runner on, bottom of the fourth with a 3-2 Lady Cat lead.
It may be that Van's getting more comfortable here against Hannah Speed.
Yep. Well, again, they're a quality team.
Right. And now they've seen her for, 11 innings.
All right, there's a check swing to Reagan, and she's going to get her, and she needs to be watching. I was afraid Potter was going to try to go to third. So that's a 3 unassisted for the first out of the inning. Potter goes to second. That brings up the number 17, the number 8 hitter, Ava Hobson, the center fielder. So once again, Lady Vandals are putting a runner in scoring position. They've threatened pretty well every inning of this ball game. First pitch is up tall, and Anahe had to come out of her crouch to hold that one.
Lady Cats lead at 3-2 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sulphur Springs had 3 in the top of the 1st. Van came back with 2 in the bottom of the 3rd.
Hannah's put the rosin bag down, getting ready for the 0-1 pitch, or 1-0 pitch. Here it comes, and it's up tall again. So Hannah has struggled today, and that's okay. She's been outstanding basically every game I've seen her play this year, so she'll get it together. The batter's squaring around like she's going to bunt and pulling back, and she was late on that one. That's why I don't like seeing that, because a lot of times you can't get back and set, but we'll take it right there. Keep that runner at second base. And now we've got a 2-1 count. Hannah's got the sign. Here comes the pitch. Oh. She ran up but didn't get the call. So we're going to go to 3-1. No. Hannah's got the signal again. Potter at second. Batter's calling timeout, squares around, pulls it back, and she's up tall for ball 4. So that's another walk for the Lady Vandals. Puts a runner at first and second with 1 out for the number 9 hitter, Lana Shearhart, the designated player.
It's the second time Hobson has walked in the game. She walked to lead off the 3rd and came around to score after she stole second on a throwing error.
So now we'll see if I'm not, no, she flied out to the left fielder last time. So number 9 hitter, a lot of things can happen here. Here comes the first pitch, and it's ball 1.
KK Montgomery had a nice running catch.
Yep.
On her fly ball in the 3rd inning.
I think Hannah's getting a little frustrated. She needs to have some good pitches here. Here comes that pitch, and there's a foul straight back. That was a really good fastball right down the pipe. Shearhart was ready for it. Swung, had a good swing, just a little under. So 1-1 to count. 1 out, 2 on, bottom of 4.
Shearhart's a freshman.
Here comes the next pitch, a little check swing, and it was too far up.
And we know she's a good athlete because she's the point guard on the basketball team.
Yep. Hannah has missed a lot high today.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's the grip or what, but she's missed a whole lot high. So here comes the next pitch. Foul, I hope, had some spin on it, and it went a little nubber right off the plate, kind of like a swinging bunt.
So 3 bases on balls allowed by Hannah Speed so far, and only 1 strikeout. That's
rare.
Very unusual.
Yeah. I'd like to see a 1 hopper to Boatman, let her go stand on 3rd and keep those runners at 1st and 2nd. So 2-2 pitch coming up. Hannah's digging in. Here it comes. There's another foul ball. She's a little early. Going to do it all over again. Baylor's hugging that line as she should. And she's right even with it. If she'll just tap her one down there, we'd say thank you. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. And there's a shot right over second base, and that's going to go almost to the wall. Claire Thompson's got it. 2 runs are going to score. There's a throwback, and they got her at second, I believe. What are we doing? Oh, my goodness.
Very delayed call there.
My goodness. Okay, we'll recap that. That was a really nice hit ball. It almost went to the wall to Claire Thompson. 2 runs scored. and then the hitter was almost at shortstop, and the throw was thrown into Hannah, and Hannah threw it back there to Thompson and tagged the girl out, and the umpire just stood there and looked at her, and finally after about 20 seconds called her safe. He didn't even know he was making the call. So we're going to have another conference call because Coach Carrillo came out and probably asked him what was going on.
But with that double, Van takes the lead 4-3.
Yep, sure do.
Potter comes in to score. Hobson comes in to score. Now that was a well-hit ball opposite way, up the gap, all the way to the fence in right center field.
And they're going to talk about this, and I guarantee you they're going to say she's safe. And yeah, there's not any way she was safe. And the umpire was standing right there looking at her. So this is not what you want to see at this time of a ball game.
There was no doubt in my mind that they tagged her out.
She was out. Claire Emerson had the ball while she was still a yard away and put the tag down on her. By golly, they did. They came up and called her out, made the right call. I don't believe it. So that's going to be Shearhart is out at second for the second out. Bases are clear. Then that's going to bring the top of the order coming up. And now the coach for Lone Oak is going to come up and say, why'd you let him do that? So now she wants to have a conference.
Well, I'd like to see it when the officials, whatever sport it is, get together, talk it over, take a few minutes, talk among each other and compare notes, and then get the call right.
To an extent. Now she's going to go have a chat. But I don't know. He just froze because he was staring right at it.
Yep.
He didn't even make a call for 20 seconds. These last night's umpires had a good job going. These guys have not shown near as good.
So we had Emerson Thompson with the put out there. Did that go 9-6-4? What did we?
Yeah, now the home plate umpire just came over and told one of the Wildcat fans to stay sat down. So this is fixing to get interesting. That's the last thing you need to do is have interaction with the fans. So we've got 2 outs, nobody on. Going back to the top of the order, Emerson Swope, the second baseman. And like we say, we've got a 4-3 Lady Vandal lead now. Here comes the first pitch. Inside. So I try real hard not to get on the officials, but they are not good today. We do not have a good crew.
And again, most of you listening in Sulphur Springs know that Tony Flippin was an official himself and an umpire in baseball and softball for many years.
There's a shot right over Baylor, goes all the way to the wall. KK's chasing it, and that's going to be a triple. That ball, Baylor nearly had that, but it was just barely grazed her glove. So that KK nearly slipped down. Thank goodness she stayed up because that would have probably let them have an inside the Parker. So there's a triple, and that brings up Mahala McKinney, the third baseman, with 2 outs.
At this point, it just feels like that Van has taken the measure of Hannah Speed.
Yes.
After she totally dominated them last night, and then in one inning of play this afternoon, completing the suspended game. But they have found the range here somehow.
They have. So here comes the number 2 hitter, McKinney, another left-hander with a runner at third. So it's going to be very important to keep the ball in play. First pitch, strike 1. This game has taken a total turn in attitude and everything. We've got the umpires coming out too, and there comes a pass ball by Anahe, and there comes the 5th run of the inning. That's why I said we need to keep people at second because these girls are runners.
I would call that a wild pitch, Tony,
yes,
in that it bounced in.
Down. Yeah, it was down. So 1-1 now with bases clear. Lady Cats just need to get out of it. There's still some ball game left. There's 3 innings left. Lady Cats can put the ball in play just like Van's doing, but that's what's happening right now is Van's putting it in play. Next pitch is swung on and fouled back. We got a 1-2 count.
And Swope showed tremendous speed on that triple, by the way. And then speed in coming home on that pass ball.
Yeah. We've got too much room behind the plate. Both these teams, a pass ball with a runner at third should mean a run.
Right.
Here comes the next pitch, and there's a little change up, and she's out in front and swung on and missed for the third out. But we got 3 runs that inning. I've got 2 hits, no errors, and nobody left on base.
I make it 3 hits, Tony. They had a single, a double, and a triple.
All right. Yeah. I'm going to go right where you are then.
But it's a 3-run inning for Van after a 2-run inning in the third, and Van now leads it 5-3 as we go to the top of the 5th inning. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cats got out to a 3-run lead in the first inning, and things look really good through the second. But Van has come back with 2 in the third and 3 in the fourth, and they lead it 5-3. And again, here's Tony flipping.
All right, Baylor Bowman, the cleanup hitters, leading off, and it's time for the Lady Cats to put the bat on the ball. All the momentum have shifted to the team in red. Potter's taking a long time to get her signal. Baylor backed out. So here we start with the first pitch, swung on and missed. Baylor had a good hefty swing on that one, but just couldn't catch it. You got it. Van has made a statement, and now it's time to see if we can answer that statement. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There goes a shot to right field. It's past her under the right fielder. Baylor's around first. That's all the way to the fence. Around second, she's easily to third. The throw is coming in to short, and Carrillo holds her at third, and there's a leadoff triple, and that's exactly what the Lady Cats needed. Well hit ball, and the right fielder just couldn't quite come up to it, and it went all the way to the wall. So there's the first statement of the bottom of the top of the 4th or 5th. Great job by Baylor. Baylor's got good speed. She's got a heavy bat, but she's got good speed and is a good base runner. And now we bring Reese Reagan up. Reese has already got 1 hit for the night. Potter's got her signal, and we'll see if she can put the bat on the ball. There it is, but it's just fouled over third. She was a little early on it.
Reese Reagan hitting .625. Coming into the game tonight, 5 for 8 in the playoffs with 2 homers, both of those against Brownsboro. Baylor Boatman was hitting .583 coming in tonight.
She added to that. I need Reese to just hang and play within herself here. She's got plenty of talent. Just don't help and don't try to do too much early. Just put the ball in play hard. Here comes the 0-1 pitch. There's 4 straight 0-1 changeups.
Well, really, you ought to pass a note to Coach Carrillo.
Well, it's hard to realize, but that's 4 straight when they've got an 0-1 count. So now Reese got to dig in. Here comes the next pitch. That's outside. 1-2, and the Van crowd's going crazy because they thought that they should have rung her up there. So it's a typical game where with every pitch, one side or the other's mad. Potter's ready. Here comes the 1-2. There's a foul ball, and she knocks it almost to the Van dugout. She was out so early.
Reagan had a double in the first inning, drove in 2 runs for Sulphur Springs. Hannah Speed and Baylor Boatman both scored on that double.
Yep.
That went the opposite way to right field. Very similar to Boatman's triple a moment ago.
She's still out in front. She kind of turned loose of her bat there. I hope it didn't catch her. But she's showing some pretty good attitude right now. She's ready to battle.
Well, they're pitching to her.
Yep.
She had 2 intentional walks in the game against Quinlan Ford last Friday night and 1 last night. She's getting pretty tired of that.
She is. You got it. All right, so we're still stuck on a 1-2 count. Here comes the pitch, and there's a shot off the pitcher. Shortstop catches it, and she did get enough to make the throw at first base. A nice play, but the Baylor comes in to score, and that makes it 5-4. So Reese did her job and put the ball in play. If the pitcher doesn't tip it, I think we got a base hit up the middle, but it bounced perfectly to the shortstop, and she was able to get her feet under. So that's going to be a 1-6-3 put out for the first out. But more importantly, the runner's in, and now Claire Thompson comes up with the bases empty. So we cut that lead in half already, so that's good. That's what we needed to answer that last inning. All right, there's a hit ball, but it's fouled down the right field side. Coach Carrillo telling her to get that ball down a little bit. That was a little high.
Claire Thompson drew the walk that forced in the run in the first game. That was the only run of the game. Gave the Lady Cats the 1-0 victory.
Here comes the next pitch, and there was a change-up and a little pop-up to shortstop. That's an F6 for the second out of the inning. And that's going to bring up Abby Goldsmith. Now, Abby had a good single her last time up. Again, the only left-handed batter in our lineup. She knows how to hit the ball. Here you go, 5. 2 outs, bases empty. It's taken coaches a long time to call a pitch over there. Here comes the first pitch. Ball 1.
Glad to say my score sheet is dried out.
I'm using ink, and it was smearing on me.
Boy, it was a mess there for a while.
All right. Potter's reaching around. She can't even see the coach. They're really keeping secrets. Here comes the next pitch, and that one's down. 2-0.
KK Montgomery on deck for Sulphur Springs.
Yep. We've already cut 1 run out of that lead. Now we can see if we can get a 2-out rally going. We just need to make them put the ball in play, make them play with it. Abby stayed out. Now everybody's ready. Here comes the next pitch, down low, and we got 3-0 going. So nothing wrong with the walk. I know Abby wants to hit the ball, and she may still get the chance, but that 3-0 count, now she's got it all in her favor.
She has walked 4 times in the playoffs.
With KK behind her, there's no reason to help them. So there's a good pitch by Potter right down the gut to go 3-1. So Abby's still got 2 pitches to work on.
Wind has let up a little bit, but it's still plenty strong.
Yep, it is. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a ball over third base. Did she catch it?
Wow.
She did. This is outstanding. The shortstop, Crouch, made a diving catch. I thought there's no way. So fly out to the shortstop for the third out. And Abby really had a good bid going there. So we scored 1 run on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on base, and we're going to go to the top of the 6th. The Lady Cats are down 5-4.
The spectacular catch there by the Van shortstop Avery Crouch going to her right. Lady Cats trail at 5-4. And Lady Cats softball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cats softball on KSST as the Lady Cats taking on the Van Lady Vandals in a regional quarterfinal game. The winner plays the winner of the regional quarterfinal between Salina and Aubrey. They're playing a best 2 out of 3. I believe their first game is tonight. I'm not sure if they have a doubleheader in there or if they're playing on 3 consecutive days or not.
Normal Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but with the way the weather is in Texas this time of year, there's a lot of times they'll move it up, move it back.
So bottom of the 5th coming up, and it's the heart of the order for Van that'll be facing Hannah Speed. And Hannah had a tough inning last one as she gave up 3 runs on 3 base hits. And let's see, walked one during the inning.
There's a called strike one on Crouch right there. I kind of lost myself there, John Mark. I'm sorry. So, like you say, 3, 4, 5 hitters for the Lady Vandals. Hannah's ready with the 0-1 pitch. There's a change up there, and she got called. Batter couldn't hold up. Tried to check swing. So Hannah pulled a rabbit out of a hat like Potter's been with the first strike changeup.
Speed has 2 strikeouts in the game. Now, she struck out 12 in the first game. Big strikeout to end the 4th inning, though.
Yep. Here comes the next pitch, and there's a ball hit back to Hannah. She gets her feet square, throws to Reagan, and we got a 1-3 put out for the first out of the inning.
She fields her position very well.
She does. Again, we've got some lady athletes on this field right here. This is just a really, really well an even match with some quality teams. Good programs with a lot of future. There's still some young players.
Only 3 of the Lady Cat starters are seniors.
Yep. So now we got the catcher, Malin Hale, coming up. There's the first pitch, a little up and away. So 1-0. Again, bottom of the 5th, 5-4 ball game. Lady Cats need to have a shutdown inning and get the bats going again. Hannah's got the sign. Here comes the next pitch, and swung on and missed, fouled straight back. Hannah seems to be getting her release point a little better. She's been at least in that knee to waist area on these batters so far in all her pitches. If she can stay in that range, we'll be okay. KK is about medium. Frazier is up close at center, and then Claire is in there normal. There's a pop-up going back to the fence, and we're going to go to a 1-2 count. So again, Hannah looks a little more focused this time. She's throwing strikes. I like that. Looking into the dugout and getting their signal. Working that rosin bag over. Got to get a good grip. I would assume that the turf's probably about dry. Here comes the next pitch. There's a ball shot. Oh. Higgins made a turnaround. What a play. What a play. She had to go to her right. Caught the ball backhanded. Did a complete 360 to her right. Squared up, threw a shot, and Reese was ready for it first base to get her by about a half a step. And that's no easy feat for that girl with some speed. So that's a great 6-3 put out for the second out of the inning, and maybe that'll kind of help settle everybody down too.
Fantastic play.
We've seen it on both sides. That's going to bring up the number 5 hitter, Maddie Metcalf, the left fielder. So Hannah's getting her sign. That she didn't get her grip right. Now she's going back to the bag.
Metcalf in her last at bat was put out on a terrific diving catch in right field.
Yes.
By Claire Thompson.
There's the first pitch, popped straight up, out of play behind the dugout or behind the fence. Again, Hannah looks a little more like Hannah this inning.
She sure does.
She got a little spring in her step.
Got her mojo.
I think she's not used to being challenged. I think she's answering a challenge right now. So that's a good thing to see, especially from a young freshman. Let's see if she can finish it off. She's got her sign. Here she comes with the 0-1.
Yes, man.
There we go. 0-2. That one right should be on the upper zone. So now we're going to see if we can get an easy 1-2-3 put out. Get back up and see if we can rattle those bats again. Here comes the 0-2 pitch, and she swung on and fouled off to the lady dugout. She's hitting it at her coaches now.
This will be a big inning for Hannah if she can get them 1-2-3 after that really tough bottom of the 4th inning.
Correct. And even though the bottom of the order scored some runs, that's what she'd be leading off the next inning. Here comes the 0-2, and swung on and missed. That one was way out of the way, and Hannah mows them down 1-2-3 with the help of some defense. gets another strikeout. So we got no runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on. At the end of 5 innings, we've got a 5-4 ball game. Lady Vandals leading, but your Lady Cats are coming to bat.
And this is Lady Cat softball on KSS2. Lady Cat softball, and Van leads 5-4 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. It is KK Montgomery, Anahi Velasquez, and Emerson Thompson to bat for Sulphur Springs. Against the outstanding pitcher for Van, Jaylee Potter.
Fans are coming alive a little bit.
Coming on down to a photo finish like in the Kentucky Derby the other day. Fastball swung out and missed by KK Montgomery. And it is 0-1. Montgomery, a sophomore left fielder. She grounded out to second base in the 2nd inning, had a single. I believe that was an infield hit in the 3rd inning. And here's a pitch way up high for a ball. It is 1-1.
Again, totally different ball game tonight from last night.
Absolutely.
Last night was watch the pitchers throw strikes.
Right.
Very little action, just pure, solid softball from dominant pitchers. And today, the ball's everywhere.
1-1 the count. KK Montgomery with excellent speed. Right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher. And she punches this one through the right side between the first baseman and the second baseman. And she's on. As the tying run here in the top of the 6th inning.
Going to right field like she does. She waits to swing, and she just beat the ball into the ground, and first baseman had no chance.
That's 8 base hits now for KK Montgomery in the playoffs. Anahi Velasquez. What'd you say, Tony?
She's been valuable.
Absolutely. Right-handed batter. Velasquez against the right-hander Jaylee Potter. There's a bunt, and the third baseman charging in makes the play to first, but Montgomery going to go all the way to third.
Nobody was at third, and that's just heads-up base running right there. Everybody came in, and I didn't see it at first. I thought she was dead to right, but all of a sudden there's nobody there. So what a play by our sophomore.
Fantastic base running there by KK Montgomery of Sulphur Springs. Goes from first to third on a sacrifice bunt. 5-3 put out.
But the first thing in that is Velasquez put down an outstanding sacrifice bunt.
Yes, she did.
She made the third baseman come way in. She gave herself up. But if you're going to make a sacrifice and give them an out, give them an out.
And a pitch.
Little foul tip. They were going to try to see if they can get KK in here manufacturing something.
Emerson Thompson, the leadoff hitter at bat for Sulphur Springs. She is 1 for 3 in the ball game. She had a bunt single in the 2nd. In the 1st inning, she popped out to the second baseman, grounded out to shortstop in the 4th.
I would not be surprised to see her bunt here, and it's not necessarily a sacrifice, too. You got KK with outstanding speed and good savvy on the base path, and if Emerson puts it on the ground, she's got a chance to beat it out. If she'd bunt it to first base, we're going to score a run and get a base hit.
Mahala McKinney, the third baseman. Tatum Horton, the first baseman, in a couple of steps.
0-1 pitch. Let's see if it's a changeup.
Emerson Thompson again showing bunt, and she fouled it.
Took a little bit off. It wasn't as big of a changeup, but that's their pattern.
Now, that was not a suicide squeeze because KK Montgomery was not coming down the line.
Well, it's harder to call it what you are as a suicide with the fact you can't leave till the pitcher.
That's true. Thank you for reminding me of that again.
But they do take a good lead, so, I mean, you can get as close as you can. KK's coming if it's on the ground, I guarantee you.
0-2 the count. Pitch outside, and it is 1-2 now to Emerson Thompson.
Fans are dying on every pitch.
5-4. Van is leading, top of the 6th inning. Runner at third base, 1 out for Sulphur Springs. Emerson Thompson, the leadoff hitter, second baseman, and a Lady Cat Jr. with a 1-2 count against Jaylee Potter.
Thing we can't do is spoil KK at third. We can't make a base running error here.
And the pitch took something off of that one, and it's high for a ball. And it goes to 2-2 on Emerson Thompson. Thompson 4 for 15 coming into this game tonight in the playoffs with 2 doubles, 4 RBIs. Nicole Higgins on deck.
Looks like the Van coaches are conversing over there.
Pitch, 2-2, swung on, fouled out of play behind home plate, slightly to the right side, and it is 2-2.
Looks like 2 of the coaches are discussing. They're taking forever to give the signal to Potter.
Infield is in. Shortstop and second baseman about even with the bag. And ball to right field, and it is caught in a leaping catch by the right fielder, and KK Montgomery tags up and scores from third base. What a catch there by Nikki Tompkins in right field.
That was. I thought that was Pastor.
Sacrifice fly by Emerson Thompson.
We got a tie ball game.
And the game is tied at 5. RBI for Thompson.
I had triple written on that one. I didn't think there's any way. It had to be hit right at her, but she hung with it and actually made a nice play to get the ball into the cutoff.
So KK Montgomery in to score.
And that base running smarts really paid off. Because you don't get that if you don't take that extra base on that play.
First pitch to Nicole Higgins is a ball. Yeah, KK Montgomery went from first to third on a sacrifice bunt, now scores on the sacrifice fly to right field. And the pitch. Foul to the right side, out of play. 1-1 to Nicole Higgins. She reached base on an error and scored in the first inning on a fielder's choice. Then struck out in the second and grounded out to shortstop in the fourth. So she is 0 for 3.
1 strike pitch. I'm looking for a changeup myself.
1-1 pitch.
There's a shot.
Hit right at the first baseman on one hop, and she goes to the bag for the putout. So the Lady Cats tie the game on a run, scored by KK Montgomery, thanks to a sacrifice bunt by Anahi Velasquez and then the sacrifice fly by Emerson Thompson. And we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. It's a 5-5 game. Sulphur Springs and Van. This is Lady Cat softball on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. This is a 5-5 ball game as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. If the Lady Cats win, this series is over. They won the first game last night, and then tonight, as it was suspended last night and finished tonight. 1-0 was the final of that game. But as Tony told you, this is a totally different game here, this game number 2. Same pitchers, Tony.
Absolutely. Basically same lineup. The only thing that's different basically is the left fielder for the Lady Vandals. Sulphur Springs is exactly the same, but this is what happens in series. Sometimes you got to get used to them. Now everybody's seen the pitcher probably 6 times.
Yeah.
So, that's you get familiarity going. But the Lady Vandals had all the momentum early with that while ago with that 2-run lead. Now it's back to the Lady Cats. I think we've got the momentum now to see if we can bring it home.
Jaylee Potter leads it off for Van, the pitcher. She's the number 6 hitter in the batting order, and she swings on the first pitch. It's a foul down the left field line. Nicole Higgins, the shortstop, and KK Montgomery both giving chase, but well out of the reach of either one.
It was well out of the reach, but with the fantastic defense that we've seen tonight, I wasn't going to put it past somebody to dive and get it.
We have seen some great plays tonight.
Both sides. This is fun.
Hannah Speed has struck out 3. She struck out 12 in the first game. 0-1 the count to her pitching opponent, Jaylee Potter, who was 1 for 3 last night and is 1 for 2 tonight. She singled and got the rally going there in the 4th inning. Singled up the middle. Came around to score. Here's a pitch up around the bill of the cap, and it is 1-1.
I like the look on Hannah's face right now. The last inning and this inning, I think she's fixing to bow up a little bit. I think she's taking this personally.
1-1 pitch. Hit foul, left side, out of play. 1-2 to Jaylee Potter.
The one thing I've seen tonight too is both teams at the bat are getting around on the pitches. They're getting used to the speed to the point that they're hitting it at their coaches. I mean, really out front.
Yeah, they're getting around on it.
Yeah.
1-2 pitch way outside. Anna Velasquez going to a knee, moving to her right to catch that one, and the count goes to 2-2. Tatum Horton, the first baseman, on deck, followed by Ava Hobson, the center fielder. 6, 7, and 8 in the batting order for Van. And the pitch, this would hit to the right side, and
Foul.
Looks like it will be foul. Claire Thompson pursuing it. She made that great diving catch to end the third inning.
She almost had a second chance to show it wasn't a fluke. We need to keep the base runners on in the dugout this inning and not let Van put any pressure on us.
2-2 count. Hannah Speed, the pitcher, facing her opposite number for Van, Jaylee Potter. Speed ready with the pitch, and this one is popped up to the right side. Second baseman Emerson Thompson going back onto the outfield grass, so to speak, makes the catch. Nice play there by Emerson Thompson. Not an easy play.
Not an easy play. She got turned around a little bit. The wind actually brought it back to her a little, but she still had to steady and keep her eye on the ball. But again, good defense.
Hannah Speed has now retired 5 batters in a row. 1 out, nobody on. Tatum Horton, the first baseman. Stepping in here for the Lady Vandals, right-handed batter, and swinging a miss at the first pitch up around the letters for strike 1.
That helped out.
Horton flew out to right in the second, grounded out to first base in the fourth. She was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts in the first game. She's very tall, lanky youngster. I would say at least 6 feet tall. And the pitch just misses off the plate, and it is 1-2 to Tatum Horton. 5-5 game, bottom of the 6th. And the pitch by Hannah Speed, fastball, must have missed low. Count goes to 2-1 on Tatum Horton. If Van should win tonight, we're back here tomorrow night for Game 3. Horton, the right-handed batter, stands near the back of the batter's box. Upright stance, 2-1 pitch. And again, she turns on that one, but well foul outside the bag at third.
Baylor Boatman is playing no more than a step or step and a half off the line, so that's a sign that she knows what's happening too. And they had that one shot right over her, but I don't think they're going to get another one past her. She's ready for it.
Oh, that was a shot just right over her head.
I was scared it was going to hit her in the head too. That's another reason for that mask.
2-2 pitch. And it was high, and she got a piece of it and fouled it back. Count holds that 2-2. 1 out, nobody on. 5-5, bottom of the 6th.
I'd like to see strikeout number 4 come right here.
It would be most welcome from the Lady Cats' perspective.
Horton's getting that upper pitch.
Swings and pops it up foul. And there's the put out by the third baseman, Baylor Boatman, right in front of the fence by the Van dugout. What a play.
That was not. I had given up on
that too.
Cardinal sin. I thought the wind was going to take it. Baylor will go through that fence if she thinks she can catch the ball. She's a tough one, I'm here to tell you.
Foul pop-up, and Boatman, the third baseman, going over in front and just past the Van dugout and catches it right at the fence. That takes a lot of concentration.
It does. Absolutely does.
2 out, nobody on. Ava Hobson showing bunt. Pitches a call strike on the outside edge. Hobson, the center fielder, has walked twice tonight and scored both times.
Firing it in there, baby.
I had already written that as a ball. I thought you had made a mistake.
0-1 pitch. And she's bunting here, and a lot of topspin on that ball, and Hannah not going to be able to make that play.
That was a nice bunt. She killed it, had a little speed, but that wasn't going to be anything except the base hit.
Just about 12 feet out in front of the plate and maybe 5 feet inside the third baseline, and it actually spun away from Hannah's speed as she came in to try to make the play.
She made a good play, but then she didn't grab it on that first try, so there was no chance. So just limit the damage. That's going to go as a base hit, but that's okay.
Hobson's been on base all 3 times tonight. Lana Shearhart, the number 9 hitter, flew out to left field, and a nice play by KK Montgomery her first time up, and on this first pitch she fouls it back for strike 1.
I would not be surprised to see Van try to steal a base here with it being in the bottom of the 6th. If they could somehow scratch a run out here, it puts all the pressure on the Lady Cats to score in that top of the 7th. So
Shearhart had a double and drove in 2 runs in that 3-run third inning. There goes the runner to second base, and she slides in safely.
That's what I was afraid of.
There's your stolen base.
Yep. So now everybody's got to bow up. If the ball's put in play, you can't let it get away from you. You got to keep it in play.
Pitch was high for a ball. Good throw down by Anahi Velasquez, but not in time. That's the second stolen base for Hobson tonight.
Yep.
5-5 game. Runner at second, 2 out, and she's bluffing to third. Now here's a pop-up on the infield, and it's going to be taken by the first baseman, Reese Reagan, in front of the second baseman, Emerson Thompson. Nice play there. Now that's the inning for Van. They leave a runner at second base, Ava Hobson, and we are going to the top of the 7th inning, a 5-5 game. Sulphur Springs and Van. This is Lady Cat Softball on KSST. Lady Cat Softball on KSST. Brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Putin's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. It is the top of the 7th, a tie game at 5. For Sulphur Springs, 3, 4, and 5 in the batting order. Hannah Speed, Baylor Boatman, and Reese Reagan coming up against Jaylee Potter, the pitcher for Van. Lady Cats lead the series 1-0 with a 1-0 victory in last night's game, suspended and completed only this evening. And the first pitch is a ball high up around the shoulders to Hannah Speed.
I got a feeling here. We're gonna put a number on the board here.
Hannah doubled and scored in the first inning, struck out looking in the second, flew out to right in the 4th. And here's a fastball for a strike above the belt on the outside part of the plate. 1-1 to count to Hannah Speed. Baylor Boatman on deck for Sulphur Springs. Hannah Speed, the right-handed batter, stands near the front of the batter's box. And this pitch is fouled out of play to the right side. 1-2 the count. Speed had an inside the park home run against Brownsboro in the bi-district series. And she does have good speed. Pitch, fastball.
Outside.
Was about ready to call that one a strike, but obviously not. Outside.
Again, the umpires had been calling the outside on strike 1 and 2. They hadn't hung anybody out to dry on a 3, so I hope they keep that going. I don't like the outside strike anytime.
2-2 pitch. Swung on and tapped out in front of the plate, and that is trouble for Van, and Hannah Speed beats it out. Infield hit for Speed.
Great job of coming out of the bat. Again, Potter's showing how good of an athlete she is. She made a play that you can't make right there, and that was a bang-bang play.
Potter came off the mound. I want to say he came off the mound, came out of that pitcher's circle to the third base side. Ball only went about 20 feet down the line, if that. And Potter made a great play and a great throw to first base, and Speed just beat it out.
I think we got Dottie Smith going in as a pinch runner for Hannah. We're going to let her save her legs for the bottom of the 7th pitching. So great job to get something started.
And now the power coming up for Sulphur Springs with Baylor Boatman and Reese Reagan.
You bet. We're fixing to tear this thing up.
Dottie Smith, the courtesy runner at first base. Third baseman McKinney and first baseman Horton in a couple of steps. And the first pitch is outside for ball one.
Kind of started off with a little change up there. That's the first lead pitch change up she's given.
Boatman reached base on a fielder's choice and scored in the first, flew out to right in the third, tripled and scored in the fifth.
Again, it's taking forever to get signals. The Lady Cats need to just stand out till she's got her signal.
And the pitch hit somewhat off the fist, but it's going to drop in.
Yes.
Hit to the right side and out of the reach of the second baseman, Emerson Swope, moving to her right and just barely landed on the outfield green, if you will. So runners at first and second with nobody out.
And there's no place to put Reagan, so they ought to be forced into pitch to her. So don't try to do more than you can do. Stay within yourself, put the barrel of the bat on there. Lady Cats are fixing to get it going.
Game is tied at 5. Runners at first and second, nobody out. Top of the 7th inning, and coach for Van coming out of the dugout, Bailey Briggs in her second season at Van, and she gathers the infielders around her here.
Fixing to give them the options of what they think she's going to do. I think in my mind, there's no question Reese Reagan's fixing to try to tear the cover off the ball, and she's just a person that can do it. But we got to be smart. We got these 2 base runners on. We got to make sure we don't give up an out. 1 run is huge right here.
Reese Reagan has 3 RBIs in the game tonight. She had a double the opposite way to drive in 2 runs in the first inning. Popped out to the pitcher, Jaylee Potter, in the third, and then drove in a run after Baylor Boatman tripled. She hit the ball off the glove of Jaylee Potter, and it was picked up by the shortstop, Avery Crouch, and she threw Reagan out at first base, but the run came in to score in the 5th inning.
This is probably the first game in the playoffs that she hasn't been walked at least once.
Right.
So hopefully she gets to put the ball in play.
Runners at first and second.
Power against power right here with the game on the line.
Nobody out. Top of the 7th inning. Right-handed batter Reese Reagan calls timeout, steps out of the box. She stands about midway in the box, somewhat crouching stance, holds the bat up high. Jaylee Potter into the wind, and the first pitch is low for ball 1.
So far, Hannah Speed took the challenge and is going. We're to see if Potter's got that same kind of moxie.
Reagan hitting .625 coming into the game tonight with 2 homers in the playoffs. And the pitch down and away for ball 2. She may have to come in with a strike here in a minute.
This may be that unintentional intentional right here.
Well,
we'll take it, I guarantee you.
Reese Reagan, a Lady Cat senior first baseman. 2-0 pitch. And she hits it to shortstop, a slow roller, tough play, and the throw is high, and the run will come in to score.
There you go.
Lady Cats take the lead as Hannah Speed, or actually it's Dottie Smith, scores from second base. Slowly hit ball to shortstop. Avery Crouch had to charge it.
I'm going to give her a single because that was such a slow roller. I don't know if a good throw gets her, but the shortstop rushed it, threw it high. She's getting a single in my book.
Baylor Boatman goes to third. There's where you might call it an error because she probably wouldn't have gone to third otherwise. But if you want to call that an infield hit for Reese Reagan.
I'm going to give Reese Reagan an infield single right there.
I'm okay with that. That gives her 4 RBIs then tonight.
So now we've got a chance to blow this open. And we've got a pinch runner, number 9, BB, your name.
Brayley Blevins.
I can't say it. I look for her to steal on the first pitch and see if we got a play there and get runners in position.
So it's runners at first and third, nobody out, a run across. Lady Cats lead at 6-5. Claire Thompson is the hitter. Pitch to Thompson, she's showing bunt, and it's foul.
And the runner was going, so That was at least, we're going to do the same thing that Van did, put some pressure. They're going to steal and see if they're going to throw through, because Bowman's such a good base runner at third. If they throw all the way through, we may get a run that way and steal it.
Thompson flew out to right to end, did not end the first inning, but flew out to right in the first inning, reached base on an error in the third, and popped out to shortstop in the fifth inning. And she made a sensational diving catch in foul territory in right field.
That's the game saver right now at this point. Now she can do it with her bat. Carrillo called her down there. I'm hoping she's going to take this one. We're going to steal.
She has a wide stance, holds the bat up high, hits this one off the fist, foul to the right side into the net, and the count goes to 0-2 on Claire Thompson.
She was going again.
Battle now, baby, battle.
That catch that she made into the third when Van had 2 runs already in and 2 runners on.
Yep.
Lady Cats lead at 6-5, top of the 7th. Pitch to Thompson is high for a ball. There goes the runner from first.
Yep. They're going to let her go.
Dottie
They're
Smith.
going to give you the base, and that's just like if you're going to sacrifice and give an out, give them an out. So if you're going to steal and they're going to let you have a base, take it. Now base hit gets 2.
Pitch was high for a ball, so it's 1-2. Jaylee Potter, the pitcher for Van. With the 1-2 pitch, she bounces this one in. And it is 2-2.
And just like earlier when there was a passed ball, Boatman will take home if we get a passed ball here. She's such a good base runner. She'll get a good walking lead. A lot of ways to score a run when you got them at second and third. No outs.
Yeah, runners at second and third, and the pitch is fouled straight back.
You put 2 more runs on here and tell Van you got to score 3 just to stay in the bottom of the 7th. You can put the icing on the cake here.
Braylee Blevins at second. Dottie Smith came in to score, so that's here's the 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That's the first out of the inning.
Yep, she battled, but didn't get through on that one. I think that's only the 7th strikeout of the ball game. Hannah's only got 3 that I've got, so that's 7, where Hannah had, 12 last night, did you say?
Boatman at third and Braylee Blevins at second as the courtesy runner. And now Abby Goldsmith will bat with 1 out and runners at second and third. A run across in the inning. Lady Cats lead at 6-5. Goldsmith, the left-handed batter, swinging a miss on a good fastball for strike 1.
That was power on power. Potter won that one.
Goldsmith, 1 for 3. Grounded out to second in the first. Go ahead, Tony.
No force anywhere, so Wildcat runners, the Lady Cat runners got to be aware of that. They don't have to go anywhere. Van's got to make a play.
And the pitch by Potter way up high for a ball, and it is 1-1.
Nice play by Hale to come up out of the crouch, or that would have been at least 1 run as hard as that one was thrown.
Goldsmith singled sharply up the middle in the third, was put out on a fantastic catch by the shortstop Avery Crouch, going to her right in the 5th inning. And the pitch, this one hit to the left side into the outfield to the left fielder, and the runner tagging up at third, and she will score.
There you go.
And that is Baylor Boatman coming in from third, and also Braylee Blevins goes to third base on the sacrifice fly by Abby Goldsmith. Lady Cats lead at 7-5. RBI for Abby Goldsmith. 2 outs runner at third, and KK Montgomery coming up for Sulphur Springs.
They appealed her leaving early, and I had my eyes on it. There was no way, and the coach is begging all she can right now, and I don't blame her. Now we're going to have another conference.
Let's go all talk.
There's no way she left early. That was absolutely good base running. I had a good view of it. Left fielder made an outstanding play.
Yes, she did.
I thought it was over her head.
That's Maddie Metcalf out in left.
Yep.
The tennis player. And the umpires get together and say no. She did tag up.
Yeah, they're not going to overturn that, and they shouldn't. That was a good play. That was what you got to do.
So I like the fact that they get together and talk it over.
I think they're grasping here. Nobody over here is going to overturn it. They're grasping right now. I don't blame her.
Right.
But that's about 4 conferences.
KK Montgomery's 2 for 3. Pitch. In there for a call strike on the outside edge, and it is 0-1. Montgomery grounded out to second base in the second, singled in the third.
I think she's fixing to knock a little single through that right side and get us that third run right here.
She singled and scored in the sixth when she went from first to third on a sacrifice bunt. There's a swing and a miss at a fastball, and it's 0-2 to KK Montgomery, the junior, I should say, sophomore, left fielder for Sulphur Springs. That was a spectacular play when she went from first to third on Anahi Velasquez sacrifice bunt.
That's what I was fixing to say. That's one of the best offensive plays that we've put on today.
Big play in this game. And she hits this one off the end of the bat to first base for the third out of the inning. So the Lady Cats come up with 2 runs, and now we're going to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Sulphur Springs leads it 7-5 over Van. This is Lady Cat softball on KSS2. Lady Cats lead at 7-5 in this game 2 of the regional quarterfinal series with Van. And if they win, they hold this lead here in the 7th inning, this series is over. And Sulphur Springs get ready to play the winner of the Salina-Aubrey series that is taking place. But that is a long way from being so right now.
That's right.
Because you got to get them out here in the 7th inning.
This is one of those ebb and flow ball games. The Lady Cats started off high. Van came back, took the lead, and we had the look that we might be beat. And then we came back, got it up, and now we're going to see what Van does.
It's the top of the order for Van. Emerson Swope, the second baseman, with excellent speed. Mahala McKinney and Avery Crouch, 1, 2, and 3. Emerson Swope has been on base all 3 times tonight.
Baylor's way in, looking for that slap bunt.
Right. Left-handed batter here. Swope, and she does give it the Ichiro Suzuki move there, kind of running up in the batter's box, but she fouls it back.
I really would like to see Baylor back up about 3 steps because she's taking enough swing that it could have a little power. She's kind of like trying to slap it past her.
Swope reached base on an error in the first, got to third base but did not score. Reached on an error in the third and scored on a sacrifice bunt, and then tripled and scored on a wild pitch in the fourth. Pitch is up high for a ball up around the shoulders, and it is 1-1. Hannah Speed has only struck out 3 batters here in this ball game after striking out 12 in the first game.
This game's had everything. It's had outstanding defense, base running.
Pitch again, running up in the batter's box, and she fouls it off down the third baseline, out of play, and it's 1-2. I tell you, she has not been as dominating, but in some respects, this is a more impressive performance by Hannah Speed because she's had to bear down and really tough it out here in this game.
She's had to battle. She's used to just dominating, and she's immortal.
And a swing and a miss by Emerson Swope. She goes down swinging. That is the 4th strikeout for Hannah Speed. And again, she was moving up in the batter's box trying to slap it down the third baseline.
That's huge. That's their speed. They've got 2 left-handers with wheels at the top of the order, just like the Lady Cats. And that's huge to get that first out. Now it starts putting a chokehold on the Vandals.
Mahala McKinney, a left-handed batter, the third baseman. Pitch is low for a ball. She's officially 0 for 1. She had a sacrifice bunt in the first inning. She walked and stole a base in the third and then struck out swinging in the fourth.
Lady Cats just need to keep the ball in front of them, make them work for anything they can get.
Boatman in at third, 2 or 3 steps, guarding the line. And pitch was a ball. Pitch by Hannah Speed. That one bounces in.
Come on now, come on
Okay,
now.
it's very important for her to come back here. You don't want to give them any base. You want to make them earn everything. So let's see if she can challenge herself and come in here.
You have 3-0?
3-0.
Okay, scoreboard says 3-0, so
Yeah.
3-0 to Mahala McKinney. There's a call strike 1 then.
She thought that was ball 4, and she kind of started to go, and the umpire rang it up.
Caught the inside edge of the plate, just above the knees. Avery Crouch, the shortstop, is on deck. Number 3 hitter in the batting order. Lady Cats have a 2-run lead, 7-5. And there's ball 4.
Yeah, that's where I really question why you even call pitches right there. You need to throw the ball, throw strikes. If they hit it, we got 8 people behind her.
That's the 4th walk allowed tonight by Hannah Speed against 4 strikeouts, which is unheard of for her. New ball being tossed in again. Are they having some trouble with the moisture on the ball? I don't know. I wouldn't think this late after our rain delay.
Again, beautiful field, and the turf held up and is doing what it's supposed to after our shower.
Avery Crouch takes the first pitch outside for ball 1. Runner at first. There's a 2-run lead here, Tony. Will they think about running here?
Well, that run doesn't mean anything,
Right.
so I would, if it's me, I'm not going to steal, but they've put pressure on us. They may just try to make us throw it.
Right-handed batter, Crouch hits one. Back to Hannah Speed, and the turn at second base, and the throw to first is into foul territory. So we have a put out at second base on the ball hit back to Hannah Speed.
We got the important one right there. That was a great job, and Hannah didn't hesitate. Emerson was at second, squared up, and just made a throw that got by, but there wasn't any advancement. So Crouch is going to be the base runner with 2 outs, and this crowd for the Lady Cats is coming to life. We can't hardly hear anything.
So you've got that 1-4 on the put out.
1-4 put out.
We're going to call that a fielder's choice.
Choice for the batter.
Crouch unable to advance on the overthrow at first base as the Lady Cats tried to end the game. With a double play, here's a pop-up to shortstop, and the catch is made by Nicole Higgins, and that's it.
What a win for the Lady Cats after being down in the middle of this ball game, and they close out this series, and this is great. And listen to those crowd.
Malin Hale, the catcher for Van, pops it up behind shortstop, and Nicole Higgins going to her right, makes a running catch over the shoulder. And that's all for Van, as they got a runner on base. In fact, did get 2 runners, but one of them was put out on that force play from Hannah Speed to Emerson Thompson covering at second. And again, an example of Hannah Speed fielding her position well, Tony.
Yes.
And then finally, Malin Hale pops out to shortstop on a nice play by Nicole Higgins, and the Lady Cats win it by a score of 7-5, and they win this regional quarterfinal series, 2-0 over the Van Lady Vandals, who Tony came into this series with a record of 33-3. That's a pretty darn good team that Sulphur Springs has defeated here.
Yeah. Very good team. I mean, this is This was high school softball at its best. Two very even teams, two very athletic teams, and I'm just so impressed with Sulphur Springs' defense. We've got some girls that can get a jump on the ball. We can throw the ball, but this is special.
Lady Cats win at 7-5. We'll take a break, and we'll come back and wrap this thing up from Lone Oak when Lady Cat softball continues on KSST. Lady Cats win tonight 7-5 over the Van Lady Vandals in this regional quarterfinal game and series. They win the series 2-0 as they won last night's game 1-0. That game was suspended and completed tonight in short fashion. And then they win the second game here tonight 7-5. After falling behind midway through the game, they got out to a 3-0 lead, then fell behind. What was it, 5-3 at one point, right?
5-3 in the middle of the ball game.
Then the Lady Cats come back and they score 1 in the 5th, 1 in the 6th, and 2 in the 7th. And they're celebrating right now out in right field, as they certainly well should.
This is one of those series where it's a shame somebody's going home. This was two quality teams.
Hannah Speed, again, the winning pitcher for Sulphur Springs. And this is a very different game, though, than what we saw last night when she was just very dominant.
That's right. Both of them were. A lot of strikeouts, very few base runners.
Last night, sure.
Last night. Tonight, it was just like I said, it looked like Central at 5 o'clock. There was runners everywhere.
And you pointed out at one time that after a while you've seen that pitcher now. When you in softball you have the same pitcher game after game. You've seen that pitcher now for 6 or 7 at bats, and that makes a difference.
They've got to get their speed adjusted because the up and down movement for the most part doesn't get it. But you've got to adjust your speed a little bit. And there, when Van took the lead, their pitcher was throwing change-ups after the first strike on every one and keeping us off balance, and we weren't going. Then she kind of went away from that, and we started hitting the ball. Maybe we quit getting first strikes. I don't know.
Hannah Speed struck out 4 tonight for the Lady Cats. I believe she walked 4.
I think that's about right.
I think you're right that they had 4 hits. For some reason, I'm missing one here, but I believe you're right. They ended up with 4 base hits in the ball game. But she had to bear down here in this game to win.
And I looked her in the eyes from as far as I can see in her eyes. But in that last couple of innings, she looked like she had a challenge on her, and she looked like she was ready to bow up and meet that challenge. And I think that's exactly what she did.
And Hannah also had a good night at the plate. She's 2 for 4 with a double and a single and scored 2 runs for the Lady Cats. Baylor Boatman was, as usual, productive. She had a 2 for 4 night with 3 runs scored, including a triple and a single among her times on base. And then Reese Reagan, 2 for 4 in the ball game, had a 2-run double in the first inning, and then had an RBI single in the 7th inning. Mm-hmm. So the middle of the order for Sulphur Springs offensively really did the job. Hannah Speed, Baylor Boatman, and Reese Reagan. And again, we saw some great defensive plays here tonight.
On both sides.
On both sides.
One of the big plays, too, that really counted was Anahi Velasquez's perfect bunt.
Yep.
And that let KK go from first to third, and whoever figured out that nobody was at third, they were about 10 seconds in front of me, because I sure wasn't. I thought she was trying too much, and all of a sudden it's just completely clear. So that was just a huge heads-up play.
Well, I presume that David Carrillo, the head coach and who's in the third base coaching box, gave her that signal, although she's perfectly capable of coming up with that on her own.
I thought she just was going to say, you can't throw it across from first to third to get me, but it was whoever, we're going to give them credit because it was good. Like, we can give them a tag team on that huge play.
She never slowed down.
Not at all.
Going around second base, and that was the tying run. When she came in to score, that was the tying run.
Yep, and I was so pleased just to see a good bunt.
Right.
And they make the play and get her in scoring position, because that was the first out of the inning.
Right.
And I was very pleased just to get that, because that's good execution, but much less to get a bonus base out of it.
And then Emerson Thompson had the sacrifice fly to bring in K. Montgomery.
Yep.
So really, really quality softball game.
It was.
Here tonight. And last night's game was too. But as you point out, just very different types of games.
Yep.
Well, the Lady Cats win it 7-5. Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. We say thanks to Matt Jensen, our technical director tonight, and James Terry, our producer in the studio. Of course, couldn't do it without Tony Flippin, doing the color and play-by-play. And I'm John Mark Dempsey. So Lady Cats win it 7-5. In this regional quarterfinal game, they will play the winner of Salina versus Aubrey next weekend, and that is going to be an exciting series, to say the least, with two quality teams there. So we're looking forward to that. And it's a 7-5 Lady Cats win, and we say goodnight to you from Lone Oak.